ever been the victim of a fraud? Or do you know someone that fell into a scam? Have you ever received an email saying that you owed money for a package that you never ordered? And you've wondered, what do I do about this? Well, this video is for you. Today I'm going to talk about this booklet, The Little Black Book of Scams, which was put out by the Competition Bureau of Canada. It is a booklet that you can only get online. It's a PDF form and it comes in many languages. But if you are concerned about some of the online frauds or frauds that happen in your community, you need to have a look at this little book. As you know, the internet is rife with scams and frauds. We hear about it every day, how people were taken for a lot of money, or they thought that they were purchasing something and it turned out that it wasn't what they expected, or someone said they were someone and then it turned out not that they weren't who they said they were. But frauds and scams have been as old as time, and we still have the ones that happen door to door, or where people phone you on the phone, or now text. So what do you look for, and how do you know not to fall into those traps? One of the biggest messages in this book is that knowledge is power. We all fall into issues that we don't expect to have. And so being prepared by knowing more about a situation helps you to survive a situation. And the whole point of this little booklet is to say, you know what, you're not alone. A lot of these scams target seniors and young people. And don't feel, no matter what your age or circumstance, don't feel like you did anything wrong. You were trying to be trusting and follow through with what was asked. Now, the whole point of this booklet is to show you that there is help out there to try to limit and get rid of some of these scams in our communities. So let's have a look at some of the individual scams that we live with. This booklet also talks about some of the business scams as well, but we're not so interested in that today. I would show you some of the book, but it's copyrighted and it's against the law. So I'm just going to talk about some of the things that are highlighted in the booklet. And I hope that you will, at the end, stay till the end and find out the address where you can get your copy in whatever language you want it. Subscription traps. What's a subscription trap? Well, a website will offer a free or a low-cost trial if you give them your credit card information. Once you give them your credit card information, they hang on to that. So say for example, your subscription is supposed to be for 3 months, and at the end of the 3 months, you don't want it anymore. It's very difficult to take your credit card out of that mix. It keeps charging you back to your credit card, and it's hard to close down when you've fallen into one of those traps. The tip is always research the company that you are going to be using as a subscription. Make sure that it's reputable, and the Better Business Bureau is a great resource for this. They can tell you if this is a reputable business or not. Identity theft. Scammers are always looking for information. You need to think about that. They want your information because they use it in different ways. So be careful about your information. Be careful who you give your personal information to, or make sure you change your passwords from time to time, and don't make it 123. It's easy for them to figure that out. And when you're out in public, hide your PIN. Do you know the terms phishing and smishing? Well, you've probably run up against them and didn't really know. Have you ever gotten an email that says that it's from this bank and that you need to contact them right now, that is phishing. Or have you had a text that said, hey, your parcel was trying to be delivered and you weren't there, you need to give us this amount of money? That's smishing. Be careful of those. Don't return the email, don't return the text, delete them and block them and report them. Lots of people have been on the other end of a tax scam. These are frightening calls, texts, emails, where someone says that you owe Revenue Canada, or sometimes the IRS, which is the American version of Revenue Canada, money, and that they're going to call the RCMP or put you in jail or both, and that you need to pay the money back. Now, they're very frightening because it's just frightening. So what do you do in that situation? You need to call Revenue Canada to make sure that your account is up to date and that it's right. You can also check online. There's the CRA has a thing called My Account where you can sign in and you can see all of your tax information there. Do not reply to emails. Do not call the people back. What they're wanting is your information. And please, if you do call them back, don't give them any information because it isn't the CRA. They don't do business this way. I personally dislike this one the most, and this is the emergency scam. Emergency scams are when people get calls maybe in the night or in the daytime, whenever it comes, it's not nice, saying that their loved one has been hurt and is in hospital and can't get home to you and needs so much money, or is now in jail and needs to get out of jail and they can't get home to you. Those types of scams are horrible because you immediately, when we think of emergencies like that, we just panic. Before you call anybody or get any money, call someone else who may know where that person is, where that person may even answer their phone. Don't believe every emergency scam that you get. I've gotten emails where someone said they're in Venezuela and I need to send the money and they can't get home. They were down the street. Do your homework and check to make sure that what you're being told is correct. You wouldn't think that it would be very popular, but there still are door-to-door scams. And sometimes what it is someone will come and they'll say that they're from a gas company or from another utility service, that if you sign up with them at the door, that it's going to be cheaper and easier for you in the future. Don't fall for that. If you are looking to change your utilities or your provider of some sort, then make sure that you do your homework and don't do it at your front door. Make sure you go and look up the company that you think you want to go with. Don't expect them to come to your door and sign something because it can be very dangerous to your identity if you do that. The other thing is too that you will find that they may even be selling a product and you might get the product in your house and find it doesn't work. These days, don't buy anything at your door. Don't sign anything at your door. Do your homework before you buy and sign. And finally, romance scams. You know, there are a lot of sites on the internet where you can chat with people, and dating sites are very popular, and sometimes when we're on those, whether they be legitimate or illegitimate, we speak with people that we may find very interesting. However, you need to have your guard up because you can't see who you're talking to and you don't know what they're actually doing. So for example, if someone, after you've known them maybe a week, asks you for a large sum of money and then disappears, once you give it to them, that's a scammer. People get entwined in these romance scams and end up losing their life savings. So you have to be careful when you're online. Make sure that the site that you're on is reputable, that you are careful about giving out your financial details to anyone and loaning money at all. And if it doesn't seem right, it possibly isn't. Keep your guard up when you're trying to find love online. So here's some tips of what to look for. If someone mentions a wire transfer, if you've got an email that the spelling wasn't quite correct, if you have unsolicited calls for big, serious things, or unsolicited friend requests on social media, and also astounding mail offers. There might be something come in the mail that says, wow, you could win this if you apply. Be very careful. Use your best judgment. And if you think it's a scam, report it. You can report it to the Competition Bureau Canada or the Better Business Bureau, and we can put their numbers at the end of this video. Thank you, and be careful.